Yeah, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, people.
I'm happy.
That's good. Gum, anyone? Can I eat gum?
Oh, you're allowed to eat gum?
Yes.
Only if you're sharing.
I can share. Try it off first.
Oh, thank you.
Gum.
Chappies. Chappies.
Yes. Okay, no.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, industry players?
Tagati inside.
Within.
Another episode. I don't want to say another week because it isn't another week, but it is, but it isn't. But you guys are seeing it. Yeah. DJ, are we good over there?
Yeah, now we good. We're online. Yeah. Hi guys. How you guys doing? Hi mom. Trust you. You know my mom actually watches all the podcasts. No, like legit. Like it's actually quite weird. I think
Must watch my mouth.
I remember there was one we actually shot with there's a guy who swore a lot. No, it wasn't Ricardo though. There was another. Yeah, I don't wanna say. Yeah. So my mom was like, "Who's that one that you're putting on your show who's swearing so much?" I'm just like, man. You understand? Sometimes it's just like that.
So you're not gonna beat me.
Eh?
So you're not gonna beat me.
No,
Say
yeah.
what you gotta say. This is industry chat. Live and raw.
Go for it.
Go for it. Yeah.
If you
guys,
drop names, we're not cutting out scenes. Yeah. Keep the cameras rolling.
uncensored. And yeah. Anyway, guys, what's up? We have a very probably one of my favorite people in the game. Being I've got this favoritism. I'll be honest, guys. We've got Kyra Peters with us today.
Thank you.
Yeah, even the people are cheering. Like, yeah, Kyra's here.
I'm so excited. I'm such a big fan of this podcast.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
No, thank you. Appreciate
Thank you.
it. You know, it's crazy. And it's what Skubi was saying the other day is that like traders don't actually watch. Yeah, like mentors.
Mentors. Yeah.
Don't really watch the podcast.
No, there's so much to learn. I've been watching from Top Trader from before I was even on Top Trader. Like I have to just continue to show love.
No, I appreciate
This is
the
home.
love. Yeah, it's home.
Dog, it's so funny. It's so funny because, dog, these people, they want to be on the show, but they like never watch the show.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I know, like legit,
It's
I
like,
understand
put
how
me
many
on.
times I brief people. It's like, oh, what show is this? Okay, what are we doing? I'm like,
You haven't seen the
But
show.
you wanted to be on. Yeah.
no, but it's okay. It happens, bro. Like,
No cap. You know, I wanted to mention that when you were talking about your favoritism, right? And traders should, it goes on to your point that these mentors don't watch this. But actually, out of every mentor you've met, it's only Kyra when you came back and you were like, boy.
Don't lie, just because I'm
Kyra,
here.
No, honestly, and I'm saying this on camera because he's never, no other trader has come back, but after he met you, when you guys had the thing, he came back and was like, yo, dog, Kyra showed me some other heat there. Hey, dog, you're the only trader that he spoke trading well about. Not that the other people he had anything bad to say, but he was just like, cool into you. But after you, he was like, hey. And then the boy started looking at his charts again.
It's my home slice.
Yeah.
Go way back.
Way back. yeah, no, but like actually right now, one thing I need to point out is that you're one of the hottest traders right now, actually.
Thank you.
There's levels to this thing. Yeah, like okay, like how has it been so far, like currently, like just like the build up from everything, like, you know, when did you start seeing like a rise in like people actually being like, yo, that girl actually, yeah, she got it like that?
I had a following before, you know, everything, all the YouTube stuff, but YouTube definitely pushed everything to the front. It's gotten hectic. It's gotten very hectic to the point where I need to be hiring people to be managing some stuff because it's very overwhelming. Yeah. It's been overwhelming, but I mean, I asked for all of this.
Oh yeah.
I asked for me to be able to, you know, impact people, be able to change people's lives, and yeah, that was possible through YouTube. Now they're asking when's the YouTube coming, like soon guys, soon. So it's been great.
You're robbing them the juicy content there. Hey, inspire them, because I know if Nqobile comes back and is inspired, so many other people would take a lot from learning with you.
Yeah, no, but a lot of people actually did take a lot from that. Actually,
they did.
Like, you know what's crazy is that like every time we do an interview, like, how do I put this? The comment section says a lot.
It does.
It says a lot about what someone else said.
Comment section.
Comment section, yeah. It's not everyone's friend, but it shows love to those it shows love to and all that. So, like, yeah, your comment section was pretty... It was clean. Like, there was nothing, like, negative. Hardly any negative. There's always a negative comment. There will always be a negative comment. But, like, yeah, I was pretty, like, happy about it. But, like, me, I called it. I was like, yo, guys, watch out for this girl. And I remember my bro, Misa, I was like, bro, Kyra, she's the next one.
And now she's doing the things.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, but overall, how are you though? Like, how are you? Did you ask that? You didn't ask that.
You didn't ask how I am.
No, you didn't.
No, we haven't. No, I was just making sure.
I'm good, thanks for asking.
Yeah, no, like just overall, how are you doing? How's everything?
I'm good. I'm just focused on expanding my brand and making sure whatever I put out there is more clean. It's different as well. It's not the same thing that people will be getting anywhere else. I want people to feel comfortable with me as their mentor. I want them to feel like I am a mentor, you know? Yeah. I'm just focused on pushing my brand, refining everything, and focusing on the skill and other business ideas and developments. Yeah. That's me right now.
Are you the mentor you wish you had?
I am. That's something I love by. There was a quote when I started going through my personal development journey that stated, be the parent or be the person that you wish you had when you were younger. And I operate from that a lot. So I'm very satisfied with the feedback from people, because if I'm the person I wish I had when I was younger, I can only imagine how much it means for them. You know. So yeah.
Okay, so you're saying your mentors before that weren't the mentors that you needed?
I didn't have a mentor.
No, you didn't have a mentor.
No, nobody mentored me.
So it was like straight grind, go in there.
Hey, there better not be anyone out there who gets touched by that statement. You know, people like claiming, bro. Tell them I'm your mentor.
I showed you a trend line.
Yeah, I'm the one who put you on. You better be mentioning me now.
Yeah, and like goons really feel like, hey, they really put you on, like for real. When they want that credit, like they'll give me my credit.
Not someone claiming that they gave me a strategy, dog.
Oh, yeah?
Same person was in my DM asking me to teach them.
Oh yeah.
Dog. The things people do to sell. So it's when I just bought the True series, and then somebody posts this, it's like, I gave this guy the strategy, and I'm just like, my guy, you were literally in my DMs
asking
like 2
me for the
months back.
strategy.
And now you like, but you know, it's like we were saying things people do for sales.
Anything for sales. Because like, hey.
It's deep. Yeah, like I'm saying, Kyra is probably the one trader that you always said, dog, the charts. No cap.
No, but like, no, she goes in, eh? She does go in. She really does.
That's what I want. I don't want to speak too much.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like speaking too much. I just want my work to speak for itself. So thank you.
Yeah, but you always like posting there and all that. But, it is inspirational.
Thank you.
Like, for me personally, I don't trade much no more. Yeah, I
took a break. Took a break.
A very long break, eh?
But that's what you said the last time we spoke.
I'm
And then
still-
you got back on, now you're taking a break again.
I'm still on a break. Though. No, you know, I actually do trade, but like few times.
He's gonna trade after today because you're sitting with
Yeah.
you and the post chats.
No,
Yeah.
it's a thing of like right now, like I was saying earlier on, Top Trader say it's like my focus right now, mainly my focus. So like, hey, we're just trying to push content.
Yes.
So there's literally
There's no need for trading.
Eh? No, there's no time for this. What I'm trying to achieve this side, and then trading. Because I know what I want to do with my trading, essentially. But like, I'm not there yet. And I understand. The market is not going anywhere.
Hey.
It's not going anywhere. It'll still be there.
We are being
when-
burnt. We're showing up like this, but we're being burnt.
No, but I vouch for him. If he was burnt, I'd put him on blast. Like, hey, this guy's living in Bloville, but no. No, I feel like it's literally just for personal reasons that he's chilling and not trading. Yeah, he needs your signals there.
Yeah. What's popping in your signal group? I know you have a signal group, right?
Yeah, I've got a signal group.
How's that going?
It's going well.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. You should ask my students.
And don't you find problematic ones? What's the biggest problem about having a signal group, or what's the biggest stresses that you've come across, or when having a signal group?
Headache from Connor Max.
Yeah, so the question on its own is like no, because this is industry chats, and industry chats is about the industry and people who like want to come in, be mentors, IPs, affiliates, or whatever they're doing. They need to know what they're gonna meet up with, so maybe that they can prepare themselves. So, what is the most stressful thing about having a signal group?
People don't understand that when you take a signal, it's on you. The risk you're taking is on you. I may have said, hey, I'm going to be buying NAS at 11,000, but once you're in, it's on you. So sometimes they expect you to hold their hand through the trade. Sometimes I'll send a signal, hey, like 4 hours later, hey, can I still enter? The move is done.
Dog. Hey, even if you're asking 30 minutes later, that's already shaky.
Yes.
Yeah.
So those types of questions, things that may be obvious to me, may not be so obvious to them. I think some are still fearful. Some don't know what's the purpose of taking a signal. They expect it to be mentorship. It's different. You're not going to get mentorship in my signal group service, no. So yeah, people asking, hey, can I still enter? Or, Kyra, when are we supposed to close? Like, when I send the signal, I mentioned that you should be trailing your stop loss throughout the trade.
Yeah.
If price goes against you, at least you've closed in profits.
Yeah.
You're not going to take an L. Because how is it that you can take an L, but so-and-so didn't take an L, and I didn't take an L? Because we were managing our risk. So I think the fact that some people are operating from greed, they don't understand that they need to be taking whatever they make. Like, if you've already made your daily target, you have no reason to still be taking another signal or still being in the trade. So that thing of like, I want more, I hope I can get more from this, you end up costing yourself. So yeah, I hope they hear this.
You must send them the link and be like, guys, what, you're stressing me.
Yes. When they ask, send the link.
You just headaches, but I'm guessing the overall it's a pleasurable experience. It will just be like there was one or two people. So you've chosen to categorize your business between mentorship and signals. In the mentorship, is there like lessons and all of that straight, so that people understand what's the biggest frustration there?
When it comes to mentorship, I think understanding that not everybody learns at the same pace. We expect to be moving at a certain pace, but some people, based on their time, their schedule, they may not be moving at the same pace as other people. Some people will wow me away and get it like within the first week. Others, it may take 3 months. So I think being able to be patient with them and seeing where they're going wrong. Also making sure that they feel comfortable enough to speak with me and show me where they're going wrong so that I can identify the problem, and then we can fix it, and then you can progress a lot quicker rather than for you to be suffering in the dark, you know? So, yeah.
What are Forex misconceptions people have that you normally need to break?
That's the same one that I had, that I can make $1 million like overnight.
Yeah.
That if I just learn the skill, if I just have the strategy, the profits are just gonna come in. Forgetting that it's the psychological work that gets put into it, which is what will keep you going, you know, long term and in the future, what will keep you in the game. So I think, yeah, they don't really expect to be broken down emotionally or psychologically when it comes to not reaching their goals as soon as they thought they would, or as quick as they thought they would.
Yeah.
So yeah, having to explain it to them like that.
And it's crazy. You get real problems. I have somebody who funded on Monday, and Monday was just a dead day. Monday and Tuesday this week were just dead because we were shut down in the holiday. They fund Monday, and then yesterday they're like, I need to pay rent on Friday, send me some. And I'm like, no, this is not how it works. You don't
Not
just
at all. Not at all.
And I don't want to engage in that at all, because now I'm already put on like some high expectations, and if they're not met, who gets the bad name? So rather be like, nah, I can't help you, rather withdraw your money or try someone else, because I'm not willing to take on that responsibility of, now I have to give you an accurate signal. First, you don't know how to trade. I talk about a sniper entry. You don't even know what that is. Yeah.
And the withdrawal, they still have to wait for the withdrawal, so they're still not going to get it by the time time to pay rent.
So it's like, and withdrawal time.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you go and do that? So yeah, I feel you, like, people don't reach their goals at that time, and it's just a really frustrating process, like just having to put people in the right mindset. And you know, there's something that, like, I was thinking about this morning, that like we've got a whole lot of guys that we call onto the show and whatnot, and the common theme that I've seen with them versus guys that are just coming into Forex and not making money from Forex is just the overall mindset of the person. They have a growth mentality in everything they do. It's not just about having the best trade or whatever, but even other aspects of their lives they choose to lead. You know, they take maybe their gym seriously, or they whatever that they do. They just, like, the mentality. They're not successful because they're good at Forex, but they're successful because their overall lifestyle, you know, they try to push success in whatever they do.
Yeah, and that's
so true.
genuinely what a lot of people actually, like, how they live their lives. People come to Forex and they think that, hey, look, the rest of my life does not matter as long as I'm here on the charts. And like you find that your relationships, whatever's going on in your family, whatnot, everything contributes towards the charts. Because when you get to the charts, it's you versus yourself. Yes. And when it's you versus yourself on the chart right there, it's like who you truly are. And I've said this lots of times before. It's like, this is the legit. You find out who you are when you face this, when it's just you in the chart for real. And who, if you're, I mean, like, okay, I know there's successful people who are trashy people, but fairly maybe in other aspects of their life, they've, like, you know, they're superstars, athletes, whatnot. And like, people feel like, you know, they can just live however they want to live. And then, you know, when it comes to making money, I feel we'll make that money. And I don't think it works like that.
Doesn't.
Yeah.
I've seen with my best students, it's because they have a routine going. It's because they are pushing in other aspects that the trading thing is working out for them. They're not spending all their time there. They're not forcing the trades. Even if they take a loss, they're not crying over it like it's their loss. They've got something else to do after this. It's going to be over and done with. They'll get back to it tomorrow, you know?
I'm like somebody who's just, this is all they got, the whole thing.
Yes.
It's either MT4 or Instagram, and that's all that's going on.
Yeah, and I think coming down to the mindset, like MT4, Instagram, and legit, because like essentially, like, you go on Instagram, a lot of guys go on Instagram to follow traders because they feel like, hey, look, this is where the inspiration is at. That guy got the best entries. I need to follow that guy. I need to follow that guy. I need to follow that guy. And I'm gonna say some things like, and I actually went and unfollowed so many traders at some point. Like I was following all of them. I unfollowed. Because why? Because I was just like, this is not benefiting me somehow. Because you open there, you see a buy here, you see a sell here on one pay. You become so confused and you just left like,
That time you're in a loss. It's like people are in different orders. I'm also in a loss. What's going on? Yeah. So how long have you been like within the industry? Not the trading, but within the industry side of things. How long have you been doing that?
Maybe 2.5 years, 3 years.
And you've built such track record. What do you think? How put you on? Because some people, they're here 5 years, but they're still not doing the things. What do you think you did differently in terms of like your brand? What do you think you did differently that's putting you on?
I think the fact that when I started, I wasn't charging people. I wasn't showing them that I'm trading, but needing their money to trade. I was making my own money, and I was like, hey, look, this is what I'm doing. This is how I'm making money, because they were asking. And then I just put everybody on. I was doing everything for free for like a whole year and a half. Just showing them that I do care, that I'm not going to be out here saying I care about the people, but I'm stealing from them, or I'm, do you know what I'm saying, deceiving them. So I think the fact that I spent so much time with them in the beginning, speaking to them, like I have a relationship with a lot of people. It's not just services. I speak with them and they understand me, I understand them. They've been supporting me like from the jump. So even for me to get to this point is a big thing for them too, because then they saw my growth from the start to where I am now. Just being open with them. People appreciate humility. So I think the fact that I could show them that side of me, they really appreciated that. It wasn't just I'm better than you, I make more money than you. It was never about that. It was about me showing them how they can be better and do what I'm doing also, and maybe become better than me.
So what was the point where you decided that, okay, I wanna help people make money now? Did you have any like experience before where you're frustrated when you're trading alone, and then you're like, okay, I know there's probably someone else frustrated? What made you like get into this teaching space?
I didn't even know that I was gonna be a mentor.
I
remember in high school, based on the subjects I was doing technical subjects, because I think I mentioned in the previous interview I wanted to study mechanical engineering, right? So that was my focus. And my physics teacher would always say to me, you're such a calm person, like I feel like you should become a teacher. And then I took it offensively, because I'm like, a teacher, what am I gonna make with a teacher's salary? Why does she think that of me?
We went back.
And she was like, no, you've got this calm aura. Even if you're not going to become a teacher, maybe a psychologist. I was like, okay. I gave it a couple more years, and once I started like diving deep into my childhood, into my behavioral patterns, I developed like a like for psychology in general, right? I'm somebody who has a very healing nature. So when people speak to me, they feel like they can be comfortable. They feel safe enough to just let it out. So that definitely helped me in terms of me wanting to help people. I always knew I wanted to help people. I just didn't know that I'd be doing it this way. So when I first started trading, I was very shy to take my own trades. I had the skill. I was very active in terms of doing my analysis, sending it out to people who are close to me, showing them how it went, and they were like, how are you getting this? Like, how did you know it was going to do that? So I'm like, okay, if they see something in me, I need to be pushing myself a bit more hard. I need to take this seriously. Maybe I should actually consider doing this full time. And then I wanted to take my own trades, but I was like very fearful. I was very alone. I didn't really have a community back then. So I got into someone's signal group, Sir NasDaq.
Oh, yeah.
I was in his group for like a month. and he was trading indices. It was the first time I ever heard of NasDaq and US30.
What were you trading before that?
I was just analyzing GBP, USD, USD JPY, just currency pairs. And then I saw like how his students were taking like 500 to 2.5 during New York Open. I'm like, what is this US30 thing that's making people's accounts push up like that? I took his signals like for a week, and then I went and I saw things happening on the charts. Like I studied his entries and his exits, and then I started like formulating my own plan about the pair. So for the rest of the month, I wasn't taking his signals. I just started, applying whatever knowledge I had and seeing, does it work on this pair? Through that, I became a bit more consistent. I'd post my results here and there. People were asking, like, you're into this trading thing? I never wanted anyone to know. I was very shy to post my analysis because I was afraid that, there's people out here who know more than me. They might be looking at this and being like, why is she entering there? Why does she think it's going to sell there? Like, So I was very, let's say, insecure in terms of my analysis and my skill. So I needed to just be around a community of other traders who are trading and also sharing their setups and stuff. And that's why I created my own community. I wanted a free space for traders to be able to say what they see on the charts, talk about what they're going through, and that's where it started.
Oh, okay, interesting. Do you still trade currencies though?
These days I do.
Oh, these days.
What's the motivation behind that? Why of these days you
just, I think, proving to myself that because when people come to me, they want to specialize in indices because they know I trade indices. They want to know, does it work on these pairs too? So I'm also just trying to prove to myself that my strategy does actually work on these other pairs. Can it actually work? Will I make money? Because I always had this idea of currencies not paying as much as indices, but I've been seeing that they pay.
Oh yeah.
So I've been chilling there.
Yeah, and they pay.
And
people
they
don't realize that they pay. Yeah.
Very short moves, but you get your targets. You don't need to be in on that volatility on NAS. Like, there's this hype around NAS and US30. You can make money other ways,
Yeah. A lot of other markets.
Yes.
Because I've seen some crazy numbers on currencies as well. I think it's just that NasDaq is quite quick. That's the one thing, the pace. So people want to see money now. Because really, as a currencies guy, I feel like especially like if you're a scalper, you can go on NAS and all of that, but as a currencies guy, I couldn't really understand NasDaq because I understand this whole thing of like, okay, you hold the trade unless there's like fundamentals coming out, and there's like fundamentals coming out today, but unless there's like something like that coming out, it's gonna be like generally a bit more smoother. But people now, they just want,
I don't want to hear it,
and they want that 100 contract size.
Yes.
NasDaq, they like, hey, that NasDaq there pays more than that NasDaq.
Exactly.
And it's like, no, guys, open the lots, you'll see it's the same thing. But people want to flip.
Yeah, and I think that whole thing of like choosing a broker, and especially coming down to the contract size, talking about that, because like Skubi's saying a very important thing right now is that a lot of people want to be where that NasDaq over there, it pays like more than this one, and you want to go there and you neglect other things of like being with a good broker because because it pays more than this one. Or whereas is it a lack
they finish me when they say it's faster.
Those numbers, the profits are faster, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, so like what would you say about that per se? Like just like people chasing the right NasDaq. People don't do enough research on brokers. They don't even understand what's a broker. They don't understand how their money works when it's in a broker's, facility. They just want to chase the hype. They just want to chase the name. And I feel like that's what gets people into these toxic relationships with brokers. That's why they can get burnt 1,000 times, but they still aren't refusing to leave. They just want to be there. They want to keep trading with it just based on,
I don't want to say the lies that they told, but based on the experiences, if you're consistently trading with a certain broker and you've seen blues a couple of times before you've blown your account, already subconsciously you've developed a liking towards this behavioral pattern. Seeing blues, then you blow. It's okay that I blew. I'm going to go back because I saw blues.
They're addicted to
it. They've got a relationship. Yes. And I'm like, why would you put yourself through that?
Yeah.
And they blow so often that when it comes to actually withdrawing, it's taken a long time for them to come to their first withdrawal. When it's time to withdraw, you can't withdraw because you are using an abusive strategy. Right? So now what, you spent so much time investing into this relationship and it brought you with nothing in the end, only after then do people realize, okay, I need to do research on a broker, I need to make sure my money's safe. They put their money anyway.
Yeah, no, people really do put their money anyway.
Have you ever traded in an environment where you came back and you were told the abusive strategy? Are you particular with like your IB thing? I feel like you particular who you choose to IB with. And I see you've been consistent with the guys, but have you ever been with a broker that like after a while they were like, hey, abusive strategy, or we can't pay you out for whatever reason?
I've never been told that I've been using an abusive strategy and that's why I won't get my withdrawal. Yeah. But there was a case, I think everybody went through the same case, of the money just not landing based on whatever happened to the broker. And I left it at that. I didn't go back to a local broker after that. I decided I was going to stick with international brokers because they actually have the funds to pay out the money that I want to withdraw. I can't be wanting to withdraw whatever the broker has.
Yeah.
There's going to be some problems.
It's like, I need 2 million and I need it now.
No.
Yeah, I can't wait. Oh, so you didn't get your withdrawal?
In the end, I did.
Oh, in the end you did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Not bad. At least you got it.
I got it,
but
but
not
never
when you
again.
needed it.
Yeah, not when I needed it.
They
weren't there when I needed them.
Yeah.
Nah, I've had funny thing with a local broker. I had about 14,000 rands allocated to me by mistake. I withdrew. It landed same day.
And then
Probably like months later, I had 1,000 rand in rebates there. So this is technically my money now because I work for the rebates. I tried to withdraw that. Imagine, week 1, there's this excuse. Week 2, there's this excuse. Week 3, there's this excuse. So it comes back to what you're saying, that what does the broker have at the time? Because at that time with the 14, they had the 14. They had no problem releasing it
to you.
because things were nice. But probably when I wanted the 1,000, they were like, what? Why do we need to pay him?
Yeah.
But eventually I got paid. But imagine in a situation where you desperately need money. I think that's the worst thing. And people have told me this sometimes. They're like, yo, dog, I just did a withdrawal, but I need to do this now. And then you're like, now you need me to send you money. That becomes a whole...
You know what question they're going to ask next. You know where the conversation's going.
Can you borrow me? Hey, and yes, and people come through and try to ask you for money all the time. Yeah. I've built a generic response that if the bank can't give you money, then hey, I'm not good for it. Yeah, because banks say temp loan, credit. So, but people are a problem.
Yeah. Okay, still on the broker chat. So, have you ever, what offers have you received from South African local brokers? Because essentially what you're saying right now is that you've been working with an international brokers on an IB level, but obviously you've probably had people approach you
with
offers. Like what
have
offers
you had
have they
have you had anything ridiculous? Like we'll pay you so much, or we'll pay for your apartment?
Yes.
Really?
I've been told that if I need a Lambo, if I need to show up with a Lambo, they got me.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, that doesn't sound stable. Doesn't sound safe. Yeah, I've been offered a house. I've been offered cars. I've been offered money up front. But that's based on the offer or the deal that they were wanting to give me.
Okay.
A retainer, I don't do retainers, so it was never gonna work out. I feel it puts so much pressure on you, because how do you know that you'll be able to bring in X amount of clients consistently every month? If you don't, then what? They take your stuff away.
Yeah.
And then you're another one on Rydell's channel or something. No, can't afford that.
Hey, whatever, losers the car because there was scamming. Yeah, and I think it's also important that when people partner with places, they're partnering with the right places, so that should anything happen to an establishment, they know that their brand is always protected. For example, FX Primers, when they left South Africa, so they were in South Africa when they left, they actually told everyone, hey guys, do your withdrawals. And there's some people that didn't do the withdrawals and they still got paid out, you know? Because it's like, guys, we're telling you to do your withdrawals. You guys are not doing them. Okay, we'll just pay
take
you.
the money.
We'll pay you where the deposit came from. Yeah, because and if anything happens there, it's beyond us, because we've been telling you guys that, guys, take your money out, we're leaving. And that's a nice thing, that like if you're working with like a serious brand, they're always gonna take care of your clients like that. So should anything happen, unlike if now you're getting into a situation, not you gotta explain to clients. Now imagine a client comes to you, they've got 70,000 in there and they need to pay for something now, and you refer them to that broker. What you gonna say? It's gonna mess with your rep.
That's what I didn't want. So that's why I couldn't do this thing with the local brokers.
Right.
Yeah, no, they're very shady.
Because it was going to be on you, and then they're going to be like, nah, they shared the money with her.
Yes. Yes.
Because that's what people think. They don't realize that sometimes IBs don't get as much from the broker as they think. They think brokers just wake up in the morning and be like, hey, Kyra, do you feel like a new iPhone 14? We'll send it right your way.
Doesn't work like that.
That's like you actually got to work to make things happen. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people aren't really producing the results that they promised they're going to produce.
Yes.
And that's stuff I've heard, obviously, behind closed doors. Things people say that, hey, look, actually, you can see these specific guys or the specific person, but there's no deposits.
And it's usually the influencers.
Yeah, no, the big guys.
But
big names, actually.
I'll come through and defend them. I'm not always defending these guys. It's like sometimes but I'll come through and defend.
Oh yeah.
On a basis of 10 years in the game, nah.
Yeah.
And I've always liked to keep my things like very organic, especially on Facebook. So already if I'm pushing on Facebook, 5,000 people normally is the max. I never knew this whole boosting thing, sponsored ads, whatnot, and I didn't know it, right? But what I'm trying to say is there has been a relative shift in how clients move in. I started like 2017 roundabout to start doing lessons and all of that, right? And back then versus now is totally different. If I knew, and as far as marketing and selling back in 2017, I would have made millions. I don't want to play. I would have made millions, because back then, to get a person to put down even 4K for a lesson, now I'm saying 4K because a lot of lessons don't go that much. And you look at posters from back then, 2016, 17, people 4K, 7K, whatnot, 20,000 on a thing, right? It was way easier. It was easy for me to go on to, there was a certain Facebook group, South Africa's Youngest Forex Trader. Go post there, and I know by the end of the day, there's 3 people that are saying, dog, how can we do this? That's what, and that's with a small audience. And over time, I've been seeing that it's difficult to convert customers. So sometimes when the IP goes to the broker and says, I can bring in 100 clients this month, they are basing that of 2020, for example, I know a lot of people say, hey, COVID times, I made money off of sales, and I brought in so many clients and whatnot, because either way there, people were desperate to make another income. So people were throwing investments into Forex without even thinking about it. But like I said, I will defend the IB to be like, the game has shifted, you know. It's difficult for the IB because now, like you're saying, people already form relationships, these toxic relationships with local brokers, because they've been promised a same-day withdrawal, and then they did a 20 rand withdrawal and it arrived same day, and now they were like, they paid me that 20 rand, but add 3-4 more zeros to that. It's a totally different story, but people, and then now you try bring them, and that's what I'm meeting now. Like I say, I run a campaign, and I think on one episode I'm gonna show people like the whole process of what I actually do. I ran a campaign. I got about like 900 people that hit me up in a space of a week. Of those people, right, the people that trade, a whole lot of them, they like telling me about local brokers. And then when I ask, hey, do they have micro accounts or whatever, they're like, yeah. But what I'm saying is, a lot of people who are already trading are already like drawn to local brokers for I don't know what good reason. And I feel it's partly because of the influences, you know, are so highly endorsed by the local brokers that now they're thinking, hey, local is the way to go, because again of those dumb perks of same day withdrawals or wara wara, or my favorite guy is using this.
Yeah, and actually, what are your thoughts on same day withdrawals?
No.
Why?
Just based on knowing like what happens at the back end in terms of how when you're placing your trade, where it's going, how, like all the background information, like you will never be able to get your draw on the same day unless they need to take it out of their own, you know, and give you your draw. If it's being processed and it still needs to go to your bank and then get to you, obviously it's going to take a couple of days. You're not going to get it on the same day. I'm not that impatient. I don't need to get my withdrawal on the same day. It's only a local broker thing. You will never get your withdrawal with an international broker on the same day.
People who are making money are going to say that.
Yeah, and I don't know who was saying that before. Oh, I was actually talking to another account manager that like the people who are making real money won't mind waiting that 2-3 days just to make sure that their money is safe and coming in. So I think just locally, a whole lot is wrong.
Oh my word!
And I don't think we ever gonna change it. It's too late now. It's too late now.
Do you think it's too late? Do you think it's too late?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, you guys don't have hope.
No, here's the thing. It's like corruption. It's really like corruption.
It is.
And it's never gonna end.
Yeah.
There's always gonna be people because here's the thing. And here's the saddest part about Forex, right? People would rather buy into a lie than an inconvenient truth.
Yes.
People, both you and I, we're saying we're selling signals. You get realistic and be like, I have a 75% win rate. I come through and I say 99%. People are gonna know. They've had everyone everywhere telling them that there's no such thing as a 99 or 100% win rate, right? But they're still gonna come to me because, like, psychologically, they want that lie. They want to experience. They want to be lied to. They want to experience that lie for themselves.
Yeah.
Toxic relationship.
They wanna,
There's something about the danger that just seems so appealing. You just want to try it out for yourself.
I want to try it out for myself, and that's an unfortunate thing that like guys are going to the unrealistic. People are attracted to the unrealistic. Grow small, 3-4%. Our people don't want to see that, because that's the thing. Even if I can go right now and maybe I've got an FTM account there and it's 100K and then I make $7,000, right? People are gonna be like, okay, which is like that 7% or whatever. People are gonna be like, oh, okay, 7%, but they want to see 200 rand
now.
Going, and not that it doesn't happen. Not that it doesn't happen. But
It can happen.
Yeah, but not always.
but people are not like Nzatin wanting to be realistic with it, and I think that's why we're not gonna be hopeful. That's why that's why even how can I say, what's a dumb scam that's been around for years?
Car giveaways.
Car giveaways. Huge scams for whatever company it goes in. So people are always going to be doing those things. I don't think there's hope for as long as someone believes in a get rich quick. It's gonna happen, and that's the thing. Get rich quick schemes just don't work. But people believe that there is something. That's why this week you find this person saying, "What is forex?" and then they blow accounts, and then next week they're like, "What is drop shipping?"
Oh yeah, just changing. Yeah, I tried that forex thing. It was, how's it going for you? When people see me, they love to ask, how's that forex thing going? It's like me coming to you and asking, how's your job going? like I don't know what to say.
How's the market? And it's like they're still going up and down. I know what you want me to say about how's the markets. They're hot, they're good.
And people just want to know, are you making money?
It hasn't gone down yet. Is it a scam? No, I'm surviving.
Yeah, Skubi touched on something along the lines of a psychological issue of conditioning of people towards brokers and everything. What are some of the areas that people struggle with that you've noticed people struggle with psychologically?
In terms of
trading.
In terms of trading. Greed. Greed. I think greed mainly because of the fact that here in South Africa we have a lot of poverty issues. So of course when you see money you're not gonna know how to manage it. I've noticed a lot of people struggle with greed. They want the money now. They want to take a small amount. Like sometimes people will come to me and say, okay, by the end of next month I want to withdraw 100K. I'm like, okay, what are you going to fund your account with? No, only $250.
It's like how are we going? Yeah.
Yes, how?
Yeah.
Because then, no, how?
They want you to be sending hot signals every time.
It must be magical or something. I don't know.
Imagine every time.
People are very greedy, but it's understandable, based on where a lot of people have grown up or come from. Who doesn't want money? Who doesn't want a lot of money? Who doesn't want to see their situation change? Especially when you've seen somebody from your own hood who's now posting 100 rand notes on his bed, and he's posting the latest Rolex, and you see him passing by in a C63. You want that too, and when you know that this is the thing that made that happen for him, you're going to want to do that. When you know that he didn't have much, he started with nothing, you're going to think that it's going to work out like that for you too. And sometimes you don't have much to give, but you're risking your lost, and then you get burnt, and then it's a scam. People don't understand that you need a sufficient source of income coming in if you want to be trading. You cannot risk your lost money. You cannot risk your grocery money, your rent money, because then what? Because then you're going to come to us for a loan to pay your rent, to buy groceries.
Those are the truths that are not highlighted enough, and I try get people to understand that, guys, you need money to trade. You're not gonna be a glory story all the time.
At the back of your mind, when you're placing a trade, you'll be either increasing your lot size or adding more entries or holding your trade for too long
or something,
because I need to make this rent money.
And I mean, I understand
Now,
people are desperate, though. We do understand that. It's not like we're not considering the fact that people are trying to change their situations, but situations don't change overnight.
Yes.
And I think again, just backing what you guys are saying is that it won't change overnight. This thing takes time. Unfortunately, Forex has never been sold as something that takes time.
Especially here.
Yeah, especially in Mzansi.
Especially with our brokers.
Yeah. Even the same day withdrawal thing, I understand psychologically that plays such a big role right now. Because you find the international companies coming to SA, international brokers coming to SA, and they're like, to compete, we need to also try and give same-day withdrawals, but then there's a system in place and all of that. But then again, when you think about it, and I'm not against the same-day withdrawal thing, but I'm just saying that psychologically it just kind of plays a very big role. Hurts people probably more, it does more damage than
Chief, if I made 120k and it's my first time and I've been blowing accounts all the time, I want my money now. Because they must see now. I want to go down the street now with 3 beverage and 1 XO. They must see. And it's that problem that a lot of people then do other things for, they must see me. People aren't fulfilled with self. They're living for others.
That's another problem that I think is tainting our community, because a lot of people, when they're beginners, they come into this Forex thing, they've seen how SA mentors do things, and they want to follow in that same direction or follow in those same footsteps. They are mainly coming in it for the lifestyle and the material things, but that's an after effect, and you don't know how that guy got those things. You don't know that he's in debt. You don't know that he's borrowing his friend's car. You don't know that that's not the house that he's sleeping in when he's going to sleep, So all these things, so people are coming into it for the wrong reasons. They want to see these things now, and it doesn't work like that. Whereas if you take any successful traders who are taught by someone from overseas, their psychology is way different, because their consistency is key, even in terms of the brokers, the type of leverage that they're giving you. It's not the same leverage that these SA brokers are giving us. So you're going to have to work a lot harder in order to reach that target, but you're not going to be risking everything in one go. Every day you're coming up, you're showing up, you're making this amount every day. At the end of the month, you've made your target, and then you can withdraw. Their students have the same mentality, but here it's a bit different. Sometimes I'll get students who have been through 5 mentors already. I won't mention names, but it's usually the same people, and they've been burnt in the same ways, and now I have to undo all this that's already been programmed, and it is a bit difficult. I need to explain to them that it doesn't actually work like this. It's going to take some time. You can't do it this way. This is not realistic.
And then sometimes another one will come to you and say, but my previous mentor, and it's if your previous mentor was so great,
go back.
Why aren't you there? Why are you coming to me?
Go back, So what are some of the ways that people actually get burnt that you deal with, essentially, the undoing that you need to do? What is the doing that was did to them? In a sense, just examples.
Poor risk management. Okay. If you've been trading with a local broker, you've been trading with a local broker, you're funding your account with 500 Rand. From this 500 Rand, you can open a micro lot, or what's supposed to be a micro lot, but it's actually going to give you the return of a 1 lot, right? So already every single time you're trading this small amount, you're placing this huge risk on that small amount, and you're getting these big returns. You get used to that. Then you come to an international broker, you're trading with 0.01 again, but you're not getting the same returns. You're this one's a scam, I'm going to go back here. Then they keep going back, right? Because they're not seeing the same
Fast move.
Yeah, they're not seeing the same fast moves. They're not getting the same leverage. They're not getting the same returns. Then they're like, okay, what is this risk management thing? They don't understand that according to your account size, you're going to have to do a couple of calculations in order to get the desired target. 0.01 is not going to give you what you were getting there, here, you know. So I explain that to people a lot because they don't understand why. It's like, I'm eating their money. You told me that you trade with this broker. How come you making that much, but I'm making this much? I'm not risking that little bit. I'm not yes, it's a micro pay, but I'm not risking as little. You don't expect the same return because the way this broker's business model is set up is different compared to this broker's business model. That's the difference.
And
But they
people
don't
just don't get that, and they don't understand. I think what confuses it is that they don't understand contract sizes at all. And the problem is currency pairs like everywhere. It's 100 contracts unless it's like a micro cent account or what. But we know when it's a standard account, it's the same thing across the board. Unlike indices where it's 100 at one place, 15 at another place, 1 at one place, 25 at another place. So I think like even people keeping up with that, they don't care. All they want is a 0.01 that runs. They don't want to think that, okay, so if it's like this, if I want to match the same lot size, I must just do a full lot, you know, or something, and it doesn't click on people, and it's because we've, I think, as the forex industry, especially like I said, that why things are a bit bad. It's because we were late. We late in changing things because we've gotten people so used to, and people were doing this back in the day. Learn this in 3 days. Learn this in 5 days. And then the testimonials, we always put the glory stories there. Hey, this guy joined my group 2 months ago and now he's buying his GTI here. That time, maybe even the guy, he's only paying for petrol for the GTI. Somebody else is paying for the GTI, his dad or his mom or something. And then we take those two stories and now people think that, I'm going to be like that guy's student because that guy's student was there for 2 months. And then all being real just like falls out the window and they're like, I'm gonna go like this. And that's why I think like people from the way we teach people, we've given them instant gratification.
Yes, that's the problem.
From teaching you how to trade, you know, day 1, hey, this is forex. Day 2, this is how we analyze. Day 3, fund your account. Haven't even given them a process of just try on a demo what to do or what. Because there's people now who are trading live, but they don't know how to set a stop loss or a take profit. But because they were sent a PDF and then told, hey, fund your account by now, they already jump into it. And it's like, how do we fix that now? Because people are just so used to instant
gratification.
They just, everything they want to be instant.
And that's where the addiction comes in.
Which I learn a new strategy now, it goes in.
It worked once, okay, I'm trying it again, it didn't work. I'm gonna get a new strategy.
Or people be like, how much can you make every day? How much can I make per day?
With this amount, how much can I withdraw by this day? I don't know. How hard are you gonna work?
And if you gotta tell a person, hey, if I put in 1,000, you withdraw like you'll make 800 Rand profit by the end of the month. They're like, and you're like, that's 80%. Do you realize that that's 80% growth there? But people just they're not happy with it, and that's why it goes back to the whole capital thing that I think like people, we don't stress enough, and we also again at fault for and that's why my flipped accounts, I personally don't post flipped accounts because they're very misleading. They're misleading. It's like, yes, this does happen, but now, and the funny thing, the day I decide to post a flip account, somebody that's been watching my stories for a good year now he decides, hey, brah, I've got 3K as well that I want to put away. And it's like, oh, so when I was showing you normal 5% growth and whatnot, you didn't want that. But because I show you a flip account, and the thing is, they don't know. The previous week I blew another one. I just didn't post. And that's why I don't post any at all. Because already from the offset, people are just, they get the wrong idea.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, but like, what are the right tools that people actually need to essentially become successful in this industry? Because I feel like, you know, so many people lack the correct tools. I mean, going down to even buying people who buy indicators from other people. You understand? Like, what are the right tools that people actually need to like start off with?
I'd say have a laptop. You can see things much clearer when it's big compared to your phone. I started on my phone. A lot of other people are starting on their phones, but if you can work towards getting a laptop, best thing ever. Have the right broker. You know, have a broker that's going to be there for you long term, not here today, gone tomorrow. Have a good mentor. Not somebody who's just going to teach you and then leave you. Someone who can speak to you on a daily. If you're going through something, they can hit you up. You know, having someone that you can talk to. You should be like, I'm not saying be my friend, but feel comfortable enough to come and speak to me. Know that if you can come to me with this issue, I can solve it for you and help you become a better trader. So to research on your mentor, don't just pick anyone. Don't go for what you're seeing on Instagram. Speak to their students, see how their students are doing. Ask for my FX journal from them. You know, see their track record. What else?
Yeah, because that's one, you know, that I think that's where everybody gets it wrong. How to choose a mentor, because you saying you've got people that sometimes have been to like 5 different people and whatnot.
Yes.
What do you think should be what should people look out for? Because you know some other people, they also prefer like meeting a person in person, and now so if they see a mentor in their area or mentors in their area, what do you think people should look out for when it comes to the mentor? You already mentioned asking their students and asking for journals, but what do you think, like, what are red flags? What make you be like, when somebody sees that, they should already be skeptical, even if they're gonna look further into that person. But what do you think the red flags are?
Maybe mentors who tell you that they can teach you their whole course in a day or like within an hour or something. No, that's not gonna work. How are you gonna learn everything that this guy has been trying to perfect for 7 years in an hour? Right? There's gonna be some missing pieces. There's gonna be some missing information. You're gonna want to hit him up. He's gonna ignore you. So stay away from that, I say. Another thing, don't be too drawn in by the lifestyle. A lot of these things are not real. It's not real. You know, look for someone who's skilled. If you want to be taught a skill, look for somebody who has the skill, right? Just seeing blue screens, you don't know if the broker's paying him and that's actually a demo. You know, stop being so focused on the money. That is the outcome of you applying the skill for a long time, you getting it right. So, skill. I'll preach the same thing. Focus on the skill, not the outcome. Like, the other stuff will come later. You can just get the skill.
Seeing
right.
someone with 48 champagnes there doesn't mean he's a good trader.
That's not an inspiration. How is that inspirational?
Yeah. But that's what people are drawn to, you know. How do we change that mindset? Because best believe people do that, and it's annoying. That's why I'm like, some things will never change, because it's just about like people themselves.
Yeah,
that's so true.
But it's not just the forex industry though that's like that. It's just people.
Yeah,
human nature.
That's how you want to celebrate.
Yeah,
that's why I'm like, even like this shipping thing, because I see it's becoming popular where like a lot of people are selling like drop shipping courses and like showing like numbers. Like I sold, and you know, somebody was exposing like them that these people, they show you their gross income, because they can say, hey, they made 108,000 US, which is a lot of money. I mean, it's pretty much like almost 2 million, right? And then you find that their net expenses, so they made like 108, but their net expenses were even like up to like $104,000. So they moved a lot of product, but then their profit margin is only like $4,000 only. But then now you go in and buy their course for like 1,000 US, because you're thinking, hey, I'm gonna make 108 US next month. I'm gonna be a millionaire. Nobody in South Africa is gonna tell me anything. And then
That's another problem. You pick a mentor because he's achieved A, B, and C, and you think that you are also automatically going to achieve A, B, and C. Like, no, you're supposed to take what he's taught you and go and implement it for yourself. Figure out how it can work for you. You're not just going to get it. And people are very lazy. People like to be spoon-fed. So that's something that's so annoying.
Yeah, they think they just gotta come to you, listen to you.
I'm gonna be like you.
Then, yeah.
No, you won't be like me if you weren't doing what I was doing behind the scenes.
And that's why people fall for all these fake account management things, the whole invest 500, get 3K, because they don't even want to do it themselves.
Yes.
They don't want to do it themselves. People just wanna, and that's the biggest thing. People come to me, hey dog, you're trading. Okay, fine. So can I give you money to trade for me?
If I invest. Who said I do investments?
If I invest. Yeah, and that's a huge problem. That's a thing, and until those things get addressed by the key players, but they'll never be addressed by key players.
Never.
Because the key players want the deposits.
Exactly.
The key players want the volumes.
Exactly.
You know?
I mean, they gotta eat. Oh, not eat. They gotta fill up their pockets actually, because they're already eating. They just need to fill up their pockets. So like,
But people must also stop being so gullible. Like, you can tell by the way someone approaches you and speaks to you that this is a scam. I can make you rich overnight. Really?
Wow.
And people
It sounds so appealing.
but
Like, easy. I don't have to do anything.
It's always the element of curiosity. I think.
I want to see. Maybe I can trust.
People say, I want to see, especially somebody who's in a situation. It goes back to people are unrealistic. Okay, now this is a totally unrelated thing to forex, but I have a guy and I've been advising him, right? And it's a psychological thing, and that's why people, like we're saying, that people end up being desperate and all of that because of situations. So he's in a situation, right, where so he's an Indian guy that runs like one of these cell phone shops and whatnot. So I make friends everywhere.
Were you not shy to call people out?
No, I'm trying to give context.
He's even an Indian guy.
No, I'm trying to give context because now African people mustn't be asking me how. His family is back in India, so he used to stay with him this side. And then they went just before COVID, and then when they had to come back, COVID was an issue and whatnot. So he came back alone. So he's trying to bring his wife and children here. So he wanted me to partner with him to get him a property that he could lease out or just run some business there, right? He's not too sure on what he wants to do. Like, he has an idea, but there's nothing solid. And then this guy, it went from when we started talking last year to be like, let's push the business, and then after 6 months, we'll start making so much money, right? But the more the time goes, where he wants to see his family more and more, from making a profitable business in 6 months, he's like, if we can start it this week, by next week we'll make so much. Because his deadline for seeing his family is like, he's now desperate to see them. Last year, February, this time, he was cool, but he really wanted to see them in December. And like, already it's like, bro, you want us to go buy a whole property and then cross our fingers that everything goes right there, you know?
But that's a process.
So that's what I'm saying, is that like people's situations, like I'm saying, he started becoming more unrealistic as December came closer from like I'm saying, make so much. Now he'd be like, no, if we did this and that, we'd make so much profit in so much time. And that's like the problem with people is that it's the situations that they're in that I feel like drive them away from the reality of, bro, you're being scammed. So even if somebody can see that it's a scam, because they're so desperate for money or whatever, they're gonna want to ignore all the red flags.
They want it to be true.
I'll tell some Stevie Wonder tip. Yeah, don't see any red flags.
But they can be so convincing that you feel safe. You're like, okay, have my banking details.
And then that happens. So, and it's unfortunate that it's the poor that are trying to get rich that are being scammed, and the rich, they automatically by default are going to choose the right process. So a person who's successful will sit down and watch everyone. They're not going to go for 5 courses. A successful person will go for like 1 or 2 course, and then in that 1 or 2 course, you find that they find the person that they were looking for, because even their research into going into that person, they weren't desperate. They have 200K just chilling in an account. So now let me watch Kyra. I don't need to make money for the next year off of Forex. So let me watch Kyra for a year. Let me watch Tumelo for a year. Let me watch Nqobile for a year. And then from there they're able to filter out what's real and what's not real. But if now I've got Sasa money and
I'm just looking for someone, anyone.
People have problems, real problems. There's a guy who told me he's trying to make a lot of money from Forex because his wife left him for a guy that has a car.
That's sad.
It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. But imagine his psychology is off from the get-go.
He's done for.
You see, so it's like situations like that, and that's why I'm taking it really slow with him. Like I'm like, bro, watch the Telegram lessons, get a demo account and watch. Normally I tell people off the bat, okay, here's the robot, whatnot. But a person like him, why I don't want to tell him about the bot from the get-go is because he's going to get it, and on day 1 he's going to go high risk. He doesn't know what he's doing. A trader, a person who knows how to trade, they could put it on high risk because if things get difficult, they know how to switch it off, handle everything. But people like him, high risk, and then for 3 weeks, it's busy going there. And you're like, I'm about to show her that she made the worst mistake of her life.
I'm going to pull up.
So it's like already from there, the things are wrong. And a person like that, they're prone to be gullible.
Yes.
Because they're more out here for, I'm trying to prove a point to someone than I'm trying to learn something and I'm doing this for me and my long-term calls. And that's why I'm like, it's actually quite sad that that's how it's always going to be. The person who has less money, the person who's in poverty, is more likely to fall into the scam than a person with money would. And that's why and we look at this, most people that are trading, right, especially in the local brokers, again, local broker thing, a guy putting in a lot of money, he'll be skeptical with a local broker. But most people who are in the local brokers, most clients, they're not successful people. There are people who are already depositing $20, hoping, and you'll see there in the Meta Manager application, you'll see a client there put in $20, and then next thing you see gold there 0.10, and you're like, guy, already his margin is flashing red there, and you're like, this guy literally just funded to open one position, and then he's gonna cry when he blows. But he's prone to blowing because, bro, your lot size versus your deposit is already wrong.
Exactly.
But he's trying to make it out the hood, bro. He's trying to prove a point. He's trying to be the next superstar.
Yeah. Unaware that the superstars have big IBs. But like IB books there. Like,
dog. And superstars the problem is superstars aren't honest about how they got to where they are.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah, no, finish. No,
people are shy about hey, also the IB is making money for me. Also, these courses are making money for me.
Yeah.
You know, And I think it's just like a thing that people should always keep in the back of their minds that, I can go, if I'm selling services, right, I can go and blow 20K in the markets today, right? And I can go and console myself by going to the club. But because you bought services for me, that's money that I made. It wasn't risky. I didn't take a risk with selling a course. I didn't take a risk with selling a robot or a signal. So really, I'm going out, I'm living lifestyle. You're thinking I'm eating Forex money, and I'm eating signal money there. But people don't realize that. They want to be bekele out there like their mentor eating Forex money.
Yeah.
And that time you chowing Forex money, that should be growing you. But now you're throwing it to wrong places because you're trying to compete with another thing.
They're setting the wrong example of what you should be doing with your money when you make your money.
Worst.
Yeah. Now let's talk solutions or for people to follow, or just like putting out like templates for people, especially because right now, earlier on we spoke where capital growth was mentioned, but like how does somebody in a tight situation, somebody who's trying to make it out, what is it that they need to do with the money that they're making and the small profits that they're making to be able to be successful?
So they're trading and they're making small money.
Let's just say somebody's making a decent amount of but like just making money within their, I don't know what to call it, their tax brackets in the sense, you understand? But even regardless of that, like how does one accumulate and make sure that, hey, look, over time they're actually making money like properly, not just make money tomorrow it's gone.
Understand that the money that you are withdrawing is not yours to go and spend. You will have this urge to go and spend the money.
Hey, when money comes in, it's nice.
It is.
It's too nice.
Yes, especially when it came in so easily. It didn't take you much. Like, it's not a problem to go spend this 5K. I know I can make it in like 5 minutes during New York Open. I'll get back to it next week. Let me go and, blow this 5K. That's if it's 5K. Like, it doesn't work like that, right? Yeah. So become so disciplined in a way where you're putting your money away. If you know that you will not be able to hold yourself, put it so far away where you cannot have access to it. Whenever you are withdrawing, put it away. You need to start from scratch every single time. So a good way to manage your small money in order to grow it, fund your accounts, make your targets, leave in your initial deposit, withdraw your profits, put your profits away. Then you're starting all over again from the same small deposit. Do it consistently, right? Yeah. The aim is not to grow your trade account, but your bank account, right? So have your bank account grow your money. What else? Have other streams that you can put your money into. Small things like a small crypto account. You don't have to put your whole savings in there, but put a small amount there and forget about it. Come back at a later stage. Also, like, be open to trying new things. Like, people who are wealthy never just stick to one thing. They always wanna learn new things and new ways of making money. Have that mindset so that you can continuously make money. Don't feel like, okay, this one stream is gonna make it all for me. It's not.
Some aviator there.
Find new ways. Find new ways of making money, always, constantly. Why stop at 3 streams of income? Why stop at 7? Why stop at 8? Like, just keep going, never rest, and live below your means. Don't start improving on your lifestyle because you're starting to have more money than what you had before. You can lose it very quickly. Then what?
How does one stay below their means? Because, like, essentially,
I've been suffering for a long time. They must see me now, dog.
So, like, it's just like, this money's new right now. This money feels amazing. Spending money feels amazing.
Doesn't mean don't spoil yourself.
Yeah.
Take a small portion of it and go do what you need to do. You do need to, treat yourself for working hard, but the rest of it is not yours. Put it away. Forget about it and just start again.
But I've got an argument for that, and I don't think it's about being a trader. It's easier as a female than a guy. As a guy, there's so many pressures. No, like even professionally. So I know Hans that they're working somewhere, and maybe I know a friend of theirs, and I know how much the friend is caking, like his check, and they're doing the same position. So obviously they're getting the same amount of money. Best believe you take that hand out or you do whatever, everything is gonna be looking at you. Even if you start dating, as much as she'll help out and what, but as a guy, you always gonna need to pull up your socks somewhere, somehow. And also, ego-wise, it's okay. I feel like even the game as a whole doesn't put necessarily pressure on Hans to be driving a 4-pipe or whatever. It's just like, okay, this hand is doing her, she knows how to trade, whatnot. But as a guy, I come myself I'm a trader. They're like, where your Gucci? Where your 4-pipe? Where your what? I feel like it's just how it is, you know. And that's why I think that, like, it goes back to one of those things that I was saying, like, it's an ego thing, and also like other social pressures and what, because generally guys don't have, okay, I'll even put it like this, dealing with my clients, my biggest funding clients are actually females.
Same. they are killing it.
Because the extra 10K you have to put away, me, I need to pay for bills, I need to feed my ego.
Do you know how much is nails? We like nails, we like bags, we like heels, we like sneakers, we like hair, we like makeup. Those things are not cheap.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
But the guy, think about how many things you need besides the fact that you have other responsibilities. It doesn't take much for you to get an outfit.
But most
we need
times,
accessories.
I'm not saying you in this case, but most times, who's paying for those nails, the bag, what? Sometimes, as guys, we do it not because we're pressured or what, but obviously you don't run. People are living in that whole I want to be an alpha male thing. So sometimes you're not even like, dude, pay for my nails, but then a dude would send you money and be like, dog, go do your nails, go.
Don't do it if you don't want to, and don't approach her if you know that you can't afford her. She's not gonna lower her standards. Some other guy's just gonna get her.
You see that? That's
and then he's gonna want to be a trader because he's gonna want to get. You see that situation
ground,
exactly.
Yes. But that's why. So we got to that, but then it's like, now don't eat that money. How do you tell someone? That just a guy that just flipped a 2K into a 15,000? How do you tell him not to chow that bag?
No,
because he's gonna wanna pull up.
But don't spend the whole thing. Take a small percentage. It's fine. Put the rest away.
But best believe a guy being a guy, he's gonna want to chow 10 of that 15K.
Yes, and that's the problem.
When he should be taking the 5
and putting away the 10.
Do you ever feel pressure as a mentor to level up in a sense of like other mentors that have been doing over the years? Do you ever feel that pressure?
I don't,
because speaking. So
I'm very materialistic. I won't lie. I like nice things, but I don't let that be the focal point of my life and all of that stuff. Like, I'd rather wait a longer time for me to get exactly what I want. I'm not gonna be putting myself under pressure to get it now just so I can compete with you guys. No.
Rent it and then
I'm not doing that.
Too.
I want to be able to own it and afford it.
Signals for taking this car.
Yeah, no.
Because the charts are not giving. Yeah, so take it slow.
Yeah. All right, Kyra.
Interesting chat. I don't know, when did we start?
What time?
Because
people of time, we've actually been talking.
We've been, and sometimes I feel like, hey, we don't even see ourselves as we're going.
We don't.
But yeah, any words of wisdom, whether it be to someone who's trying to be an IB right now, whether it's a trader.
Why? Like, am I known as a good IB? Am I known as a good IB that you're asking these IB questions?
No. That's what industry chats is about.
Maga, what she said earlier on will hint as to, like, on the IB side, it's just, you heard what she said. She said she don't do retainers, bro.
Yeah, stay away from retainers. Yeah, stay away from retainers. Rather put in the work and earn your income, like have control over the money that's coming in.
Tell us about Kenya. Tell us, how did everything happen? You kids can go to Kenya if you're serious.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
I met really influential traders. I don't know, it was like a dream come true, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I'm always wanting to be around people who think like me. I don't get along with local traders because the mindset is a bit different. It's hard for me to gel with just anyone. But I feel like internationally, like traders are on another level. I came back feeling motivated about the skill. Like they're very focused on the skill. Like nobody's busy flashing their IB money or busy flashing their signal money. Like they pushing actual skill. So it was very inspirational. Yeah. I'm happy that I got to meet people who are pushing their skill, who are doing the thing in their country, who are known as the best wherever they're from. Yeah.
And what's next for you?
What's next for me?
Yeah, what's next for Kyra? What should people expect?
I'll become more active on social media. So maybe a YouTube channel, maybe a podcast.
Oh yeah.
'Cause I like to speak. Maybe also become a bit more active on my TikTok. Just
be more out there.
Whatever they've been asking for, I'll just deliver.
Okay.
What do you wish you knew as a trader? You know, like what on the first day, if you had to go to yourself back in the first day and give yourself some words, what would those words be?
I tell myself that it's okay, keep going. Like you're gonna be great. Remove the doubt. Like you got this. Like you're so much greater than what you imagine yourself to be. That would be my one and only piece of advice to my younger self. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
And then the last one, right? I think I'm gonna start asking people this. It's a random question that just came. Barcode or one big lot?
Barcode.
You heard it for yourself, guys. Barcode.
Barcode.
Yeah.
You know why?
Why?
If you're opening smaller lots, obviously, what's gonna happen with your leverage and your margin? You have more room.
Yeah, you're giving yourself more
exactly.
room
You can close a few if you notice that things are exactly. So barcode, rather work with smaller positions. Maybe not barcode all at one position, like add a few here, then re-enter there. But one big position, that's a bit risky. In terms of like risk management, if you're going to be putting so much on one trade, you have to decrease the distance of the trade.
Yes,
it's a bit more risky to be putting such a big lot on a trade and holding it for so long, right? So smaller distance with a bigger lot, opposite is true.
Yeah, okay, makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, no, great. I think that's that.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you for coming out here early. Konje, who else has been this early? Probably the earliest trader to come for podcast.
Yeah, for podcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for getting through. Really
Shout out.
Thank you.
Yeah, and guys, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys on the next episode. I'm out.
Love it.
And that's that.
We didn't keep track of time. We were just in it.
You know, it's finished.